How did you feel the first time you actually performed magic?
I chased him for 2 years, and every single time he was like, "Hey, Poroshote, next show, 100K to 1 million on YouTube was within 6 months." I like YouTube and Facebook quite a bit because they do pay me. How can
Yeah.
you take money from your distant uncle or whoever?
Yeah.
And for magic,
Your first revenue gone.
yeah. And then with Bangladesh Ashapur,
Yeah.
that Razik became Razik show. Magic Razik. The library staff, they hated me because they'd be chilling and then they're talking and suddenly someone goes like, "Hey, wow!" I'm like, "What's happening there?"
Making money with your magic, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's all. That's one of the most common ones. And
Is it?
also the other one that I always keep getting is, "Can you make my wife disappear?"
One thing people often misunderstand about you.
Can you see the little bend on the card?
Yeah.
Watch the jump. 1, 2, 3. You see that? With the bend. Take a look. How he jumps up. Hey, Saeed.
What? Oh my
Is
god,
that it?
seriously? Yeah. Welcome back to Ask a Startup, the podcast where we share journeys of different entrepreneurs, artists, and creators. I'm your host, Adil, and today we have someone who's well known for magic in Bangladesh. He's a magician and a mentalist who has left his engineering pathway to pursue his dream in magic. Let's speak to Magic Razik. Thank you so much for joining me today.
No, thank you for having me.
Before I want to dive into your journey,
Right.
I want to know the basic difference between traditional magic and mentalism. Could you tell us a bit on that?
Basically, magic itself is a big thing.
Mhm.
It's almost like music. You know how music has all these different genres?
Yeah.
So we've got rock, classic, all these different types. Magic also has that.
Uh-huh.
So mentalism is actually a smaller subsection of magic.
Okay.
So like when you specialize on something that's mind reading, telekinesis, something you move around,
Mm.
that's called mentalism. So I do all different kinds of magic, but that's the one I love the most. So
Oh.
that's why I'm known more as a mentalist.
I hope he gets to do some mentalism with me today.
For sure, for sure.
So, when did you first find out that you are into magic?
I've always, as far as I remember, I've always loved magic. My earliest memories is my dad travels a lot for business, so and he was also the prankster in the family.
Oh.
So he used to bring like small little toys or sometimes magic tricks.
Mhm.
So I used to pick them up. Fool elders used to come down, and the looks on their faces, that's the best. And even to this day, that's what I love the most. When I do something and I look at the reactions of people's faces, that's the best. So that's when I kind of like, okay, this is something maybe I want to do.
Hmm.
But my dad tells me, it was much earlier than that. Apparently, I went to Hong Kong and I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
And the Chinese guy who came to the hotel showed me a few tricks, and I was hooked. But I don't recall because I was like quite young.
So he did a spell on you.
Yeah, possibly.
So how did you feel the first time you actually performed magic when you were aware?
Yeah, I used to do it every chance that I get, and
Mhm.
also bingo brown parents. They're like every since someone say, "Hey, magic dekha," it's always like that. So, but one of the first big memories, like core memories I can think of is
Mm.
I'm from Chittagong, so my dad's a member of the Chittagong club.
Ah.
So Orakta, they were doing an anniversary, so it was
Yeah.
like one of their bigger anniversaries, 125th anniversary for the club.
Okay.
And then so bring all these artists from different places, lots of celebrities. And then they said, look, we have this member's son, he does magic. Can we put
Yeah.
him on? So half of the committee was like, we don't want to put him on because he's a kid. I think I was 10 or 12, something like that.
Oh wow.
And the other half was like, you know what? He's a member's son. So what if he's a kid? We'll love him anyways. People will love this. So
Yeah.
it eventually went to a vote, and the guys who wanted to put me on won. So it was almost in front of about 3,000 people, and I killed it. It was a sick show.
Oh wow.
And I remember on stage, I was like, maybe okay, this is what
Mm.
I want to do for the rest of my life.
Nice. That was amazing. As a kid in front of 3,000 people,
Yeah,
that's a big audience.
yeah.
And that was your first time
First time in front of such a big
in
audience.
such a big audience.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you perform in that?
Oh, so it's mostly like stage illusions. So I
Okay.
practiced that with my sister. She was my assistant, and then we went up on stage and did some magic.
Wow. So you basically started practicing at home.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Were you like watching videos, or were you going into a magic school or something
Back
like
in
that?
the days, there weren't much resources.
Okay.
So my dad got me a few tricks from here and there, and then I put it all together and came up with a show, like a 30-minute show.
Oh wow, self-taught then.
Yeah, mostly, yeah.
That's amazing. Damn. As you said, you did not learn magic from any institution, everything self-taught till
Yeah.
today, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, we do collaborate now that I'm older. So I've worked with a lot of different crew members and teams
Hmm.
because the magician community is quite small, well, all around the world.
Yeah.
Worked with Shinlim's team. He came down to Sydney, and then Dynamo as well. He came down here. I'm sure you know Dynamo is from the UK.
I mean, I think I've seen him. Probably I don't recall his name.
Yeah, so he's one of the bigger magicians around the world, and he's
Yeah.
also
Okay.
from the UK. When I collaborated with them, like
Mm.
that gave me an insight of like what they're doing and what I can do in Bangladesh.
Hmm.
So it's a good mix. So that's where I learned some of the tricks from,
Hmm.
because sometimes, let's say I have a trick and then you have something that I want to learn, might exchange. So
Yeah.
that's one way of like getting to know new tricks. Or sometimes you just reach out to creators that you think are great,
Hmm.
and then you want to say like can I learn this trick or can I work on that trick? So a lot of the big creators, that's what they do. Like in a small, almost like songwriters. A good songwriter that's a six song. I think I'll kill that track. So
Yeah.
you reach out to them and then ask them for their tricks.
Oh wow. So you basically just simply reached out to them and
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah,
responded.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
And it's
wow.
all, yeah, Maniki, it depends. Like sometimes
Hmm.
it fits perfectly, sometimes it doesn't. So
Hmm.
yeah, but it's always good to knock on doors.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's a tip for everyone, who wants to be a magician. You just need to reach out to people, right?
Yeah, for
Simply
sure.
that. So we want to know about your studies because as I know that you did your engineering.
Right.
So when was that?
So I was in Chittagong till my A levels,
Hmm.
and then I went to the UK to do my masters. And then I was very late. I was almost like more than a month late to classes because it was a last minute thing. Because I was supposed
Okay.
to go to Canada, that didn't work out. Ended up going to the UK. It was the best decision. I had a blast. And then after I finished, then I moved to Australia.
Hmm.
I think once again I was like almost a month late. Like I seem to do that for all my university sessions. And after I finished my masters in Australia,
Hmm.
I worked for about I think 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, and then waited till I got my passport. As soon as I got it, I came back to Bangladesh. But it was for a month though.
Yeah.
I came to Bangladesh for 1 month to
Yeah.
do Itadi. Uh,
Yeah, we love it, Tadim. Like it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
family thing for us that with my dad we would sit down on Fridays and then Itadi time, let's watch it together.
exactly.
Yeah,
Same. That's the memory that I had too.
yeah.
So when I was in Australia, and then I was like I had a bit of traction there. I
Hmm.
was like I want to do something for Bangladesh,
Hmm.
and then that's the only show I could think of. And so I reached out to Hanif Shankit, the host,
Yeah, yeah.
and he manages everything in his team. So and I chased him for 2 years, and every single time he was like, "Hey, Poroshote, next show," and then never worked out. And then finally, I was like, Uncle, this time I'm coming to Bangladesh for a few weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it doesn't work out, I don't think I can come back anytime soon. And he said, "All right, come down. Like, we'll book you on this next show." And
Wow.
I did it. I was supposed to stay
Mm.
for a month, head back, and then COVID hit, so that was extended by a year. Then I realized there's a big gap in the market, especially in Bangladesh,
Hmm.
for the type of magic we do. Because, like the magician we can remember in Bangladesh the most is Jewelaj. But also, having said that, he's the type of magician who used to do more like conjuring, stage kind of magic, like illusions. Whereas I think our generation more used to something that you do right in front of,
Hmm.
like mind reading, and has a bit more of a personal touch,
Yeah.
more than just someone who's on stage and unreachable. So, and no one's done that in Bangladesh before. So I realized there's this big gap in the market, decided to stay back, and yeah, here I am.
Oh, brilliant. I think you did a wonderful thing. You get to have a brilliant magician in Bangladesh now.
Yeah, yeah, for
So,
sure. But I
so
do wanna like expand to like doing international shows again.
yeah.
Whereas in Australia, I was doing a lot of international shows. So this year, I'm gonna do a lot more of that. Inshallah, UK is one of my to go to destination as well.
Don't worry, I'll buy the first ticket.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Thank you.
So, how was your family about you pursuing magic? Because I know, being a Bengali myself, that
Yeah,
when parents know that you're an engineer and you're leaving that job or
yeah,
something like that,
yeah.
were they happy or how did they respond to
Yeah,
it?
all throughout my life, they're
Yeah.
very supportive of the magic, me doing magic, but
Mhm.
they're always very straight about it. They're like, "Hey, magic, do magic. That's fine. That's cool, but make sure it doesn't fuck with your studies." I'm sorry, can I? I'm sure I'm not allowed to swear.
That's all right.
We'll beep that out. So like so I made sure like I got my results
Yeah.
like sorted, but I always did magic on the side, doing it
Mhm.
with friends and family, and eventually I graduated
Mhm.
in UK. I did mostly with friends and parties,
Mhm.
and in Australia I headlined one of the theaters. So I used to work pretty much 7 days a week, where I had 9 to 5 job during the week, and then on the weekends I was one of Australia's biggest theater. So I used to headline two shows
Mhm.
during the weekend.
Oh
It's called
wow.
the Magician's Cabaret.
Damn.
And so I knew then, like, I reached out to a few TV, few spots here and there, did a few international shows.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, maybe there is something I can do here. And when I was coming back to Bangladesh, I decided, okay, if I can, I wanna maybe trying to make that leap of faith, right? So I had money saved up, so I knew it was like I was jumping into the water, but like I had some sort of a safety net.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna burn this money
Yeah.
for my dreams. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, well, it was a good investment. Or because like I can't deal with regrets. I
Yeah.
was saying that what
Absolutely.
if like for the rest of my
What?
life.
Yeah. Huh.
And my dad was like, initially he was like, this is a terrible idea. Even realized, I'm sure he had a job when he was doing his magic. But I saw a different vision where this could be global, not just in Bangladesh.
Hmm.
So and that vision was strongly implanted. And throughout COVID, like initially when I came down, did it Tadi, and then I was with Bongo, one of the OTT platforms here in Bangladesh.
Okay.
Put up 3 or 4 videos. Every single one of them went viral. So my name was out there. So it's great when initially I used to go down the street, hey, bhai, apna kya? I saw you on TV. So that's sick. Like, then riding a big high on the waves. And then COVID hit, everything stopped, and like, and everyone forgot about me.
Ah.
And there's no work as well, like,
Yeah.
especially as a magician,
Hmm.
because like there's no events, no one's even going out,
Yeah.
at least for the first year completely. And then and I almost gave up. Had an engineering job somewhere in the middle where I said that if I can make X amount of money, which is
Yeah.
the bare minimum I need to survive, I'm just gonna jump ship. Like, no more engineering for me. So that happened much later, like almost year and a half later, or 2 years later after COVID. And like and I almost gave up. Like
Hmm.
I actually told I remember telling my friends, like, all right, I'm booking my ticket next month, and this is it. I tried, didn't work out. Like, I'm gonna go back to Australia and chill there. Like, lifestyle's not bad down there.
Yeah.
Weather's great, food's great, beaches everywhere. And but within that month, like, Alromote, like, things turned around.
Hmm.
Like, I also feel like I'm a believer in, like, God has a plan. And then I went for Umrah right before that. And somehow things worked out. Like, things opened up, shows started coming in, and someone just did a complete 180, and it worked out.
Wow. That's a brilliant story. I mean, I love that you persevered through it and now you're here. You're doing amazing now. I
Oh,
think
thank
pretty
you.
much you're a household name as well. Everyone knows you now whenever I speak to anyone. Oh, yeah, I know that person. Like, oh, that's good. Yeah, I'll be speaking to him very soon. So, how did you get your first client then? Because you're saying that after COVID, it took you 2 years
Yeah,
to finally land something, right? So
yeah,
that was, I guess, 2022.
yeah. No, I used to. Yeah, I think Yeah, since I think 2022.
Hmm.
I had a few clients here and there. I've worked with like Miniso is one of the brands down here. So I worked with them before COVID actually.
Yeah.
And but I do meet a lot of people. So like every single time, like like I used to tell this to myself: if I get someone for 10 to 15 minutes, they will not forget me. Because like if I want to impress them,
Yeah.
I will get them. So that's the way I used to approach like clients or anything. If I meet someone,
Uh-huh.
and then so that way, like I kept putting my name out there, and eventually, like I started getting this call back.
So was it like a mixture of social media and you going to these events? What would you say?
Social media, I think I started in the middle of COVID, but I wasn't as big then. But I
Okay.
was always a firm believer of social media because like I do. My dad is more of a businessman, right? So
Yeah.
like the context my dad has is more on the business side. So even I could leverage some of his context to get some shows or some connections in,
Hmm.
but I feel like still at the end of the day, like unless the media people, if you wanna go into the main media line,
Yeah.
it's harder if you don't have those contacts.
Hmm.
And then I realized, and I remember it was something like I think it was Kevin Hart or Rock. I saw one of his videos where Rock was struggling quite a bit as well,
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson. And then
Yeah.
he said, like, and he leveraged social media to kind of push himself out there,
Hmm.
where to a point that he was like, he's undeniable. You can't not see him. He's just
He's
everywhere.
always
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So, and I thought, like, look, this is a tool. I have loads of time right now. It's COVID. So
Hmm.
I started putting out videos. And like, I think initially, I think TikTok is what, like, it's still fresh in Bangladesh, is what started to get things rolling for me. Few videos went viral. and then I started posting more and more, and then it became a thing. And then eventually I started posting on all different platforms, and and eventually over time it worked out. But it's also a very slow and painful process.
So that means how long would you say it took then total, if we count back from 2019 for you
Yeah,
in social media wise?
it took me like I think it took me about at least 2 years or 3 years, because my YouTube after Itadi was stuck at I think 30K
Mm.
for like a good 2 3 years, and like it was just a 30K. I mean, a few followers would go up,
Yeah.
nothing special. And then, but I used to post every day, because I like, when I was in COVID, I made a commitment that, look, what is the bare minimum? And this is what I tell other creators as well.
Yeah.
Like, find the bare minimum you can do with all the work around you. Let's say you've had a really hard day at work. What can, after that hard day, can you still post one video? Or maybe after that hard week, maybe in the entire week, the bare minimum you can do is that one video. Like,
Mhm.
eto kosto করার পর, after all the hardships.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, if that is your bare minimum, like, make that your, like, that's a must do. If since that's the bare minimum, you
Mm.
must put it out. So my bare minimum, the way I saw my schedule with work and everything, is one short video every day, and I've stuck for that for the last 2.5 years. Like, the more three, actually more than that, 3.5 years now. So I've just been pushing things out, but the meter didn't move. Like,
Mhm.
the algorithm didn't pick it up. But once it did, almost after 2 years, from 30 million to, I think, 100K. Sorry, no, 30K to 100K was within a matter of week,
Oh
a
wow.
couple, yeah, 1 week or 2 week, and from 100K to 1 million on YouTube was within like 6 months or so. So it's like a curve. You don't see anything goes flat, and then
Mm.
it just goes exponentially. I
Wow.
think that's how it worked, at least for
Yeah.
me.
I mean, I think that's where everyone keeps asking questions when they start up something, that
Yeah.
why aren't I getting more viewers
You
or
don't, and
subscribers?
I
Yeah.
understand how disheartening it can be,
Yeah.
because you're putting your life and soul into it, your time, and you see nothing for
Yeah.
months and years sometimes.
It's like people don't appreciate me, right? That's how people feel when they do that, right?
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think it's consistency and patience, right?
yeah, 100%.
And obviously you persevere through it. You're like, no, I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah. I think the easy way to think to, like, fall back on, like, let's say, at least for me,
Hmm.
magic, I just do for the sake of it, because I just love magic.
Yeah.
So some people, I think, as creators, just are chasing the wrong thing. Let's say if I do magic every day, it's not going to bother me, because I'll do it because I love it. I
Yeah.
don't care about the views. Some
Mm.
people, on the other hand, like, trying to get into it, trying to chase money or fame. So after a while, like, when you don't get that return, like, it's very easy to switch off. So it's like, oh, you know what, I'm not getting it, that fame is like far away.
Yeah.
So they just switch it off. But if, let's say, for me, like, I also want the fame, and I also want the followers and everything that comes with it, the money, whatever, like, it can, like, get you somewhere. But at the same time, even if I'm not getting it, I'm still cool, because I love magic, so I'll create the video anyways. So
Absolutely.
I'd say do
Yeah.
something that you love, and then it'll be easy to stick with it.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you love it and then you're making something through it. That's brilliant. It's like a bonus, right?
100%. Yeah.
Yeah. So, how many followers do you have now, and subscribers on YouTube and well, all the platforms combined?
So I don't know. I've never counted combined. So on IG, I've got about 300K.
Mm,
On YouTube, I've got 2.3 million.
mm,
And then Facebook, I've been fresh in it. So I've got 1.2K, sorry, 120, 130K actually.
okay,
And TikTok is at 800K.
800K.
Yeah.
So, which platform do you think works best for you?
I love, like, I have a soft spot for IG, because that's what I've been using the
Yeah.
most. But, like, but I like YouTube and Facebook quite a bit, because they do pay me.
Oh yeah, Instagram doesn't pay you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But Instagram is great for putting your name out there, and also for clients to find you.
Mhm.
So you still can't ignore it,
Yeah.
at
No,
least in
definitely.
Bangladesh.
Okay. Yeah, I think, yeah, for anyone like even me is starting out the podcast or whatever I do, yeah, I'm trying all the platforms because
Yeah.
for me, I'm at that stage where I need to wait and persevere through it and be patient.
Yeah, yeah, for
And now
sure.
consistency is the key, which I need to stick to. When was the first time you got paid? Do you remember that? The first time you got paid for magic?
Oh yeah, this was in Bangladesh. So I got, yeah, one of my uncles, like, it's like a distant relative.
Yeah.
He knew I did magic.
Hmm.
He hired me for his, I think, daughter's birthday, and I got paid. Yeah, so through a different contact, he found me. He's like, okay, can you do a performance? I was like, yeah, yeah, like, I said, I'm gonna pay you for it. I'm like, oh, great. And like, I took the money. I was
Uh-huh.
very happy. And then my mom found out about it, and she was really embarrassed. She's like, how can you? First of all, she, like, she
Uh-huh.
was never like, magic would be your career, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Even right now, even now, she doesn't believe it.
Oh, is it?
So, but she's cool with it. She's very
Yeah.
happy, but
Mm.
she still can't believe it
Believe it.
that it
Yeah.
can be a career and it's
Mhm.
like something that you do.
Yeah.
So Tokon, like, she was very embarrassed. She was like, you know what? You return the money. So I had to return the money that I
Oh
earned
no.
back to my uncle because she was embarrassed. How can you
Yeah.
take money from your like distant uncle or whoever?
Yeah.
And for magic. Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
When was
It's
this?
funny. This is so I think it was 12, 14, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you're
young.
pretty young, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh damn, your first revenue gone.
Yeah,
How much was it?
it was, I think, 5K. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wow, that's pretty good for at
Yeah,
that
to
age,
start off with. Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
generous
brilliant.
uncle.
Yeah. So as a kid, obviously you got the revenue of 5K, which was
Yeah,
not actually yours, gone.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
you had to give it away. So as an adult,
yeah.
when was the first time you got paid for Magic?
Uh, can't remember actually. I can't remember. But I remember my first show in Australia when
Mm.
I did audition for the theater that I wanted to perform for, and then getting that payment felt good. But then
Mm.
again, like, I was making much more money in my corporate job,
Yeah,
but it was great something to have something great on the side. It's
yeah.
like, what, let's just keep this going and enjoyed going there and performing for, like, the patrons coming down.
Yeah, I think because for you it was like I'm enjoying it, I'm getting to showcase my skill,
Yeah, yeah,
and at the same time making some. Okay, that's great.
yeah, yeah. I would have done it for free, but getting paid was a bonus.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, that means if I have to speak, let's say, about your challenges now as a career,
Yeah.
what would you say? That was it easy or difficult for you to actually make this into a career?
I'd say it was difficult in the find that sense that it was easy and difficult. It was a bit of both because it's easy because there's no one here competing with me in that market.
Mhm.
So that's why, like, it was easy because like there's no competition whatsoever. The
Even
hard
right
bit
now.
was
Sorry.
yeah, right in Bangladesh.
Mm.
But the because most of the other magicians that we have in Bangladesh, they're more like doing stage magic, conjuring, whereas I'm doing something completely different.
Okay.
So that sets me apart.
Yeah.
And also like, but the hard bit was like, since no one's done something like this before, the market is not like, educated on what it can be or what you can do with it, right?
Yeah.
So I'm having to kind of educate the market at the same time, saying that this can be done, this is, it could be a career, this is how you set things up. So I'm also navigating a lot of things that is fresh.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess because which is why it drew me towards your story. Because when I thought, like, you know what, I didn't actually see that many people in Bangladesh, especially that
Yeah,
who does magic and made it into a career. So which
true,
is why
true,
it was
true.
interesting that I think this is something probably people might get inspired by you to
Yeah, I
want to
hope
do
so. Yeah, for
something
sure.
in magic,
That'd be
right?
amazing.
Yeah. So now that you're growing your brand is Magic Razik,
Yeah,
right? Because that's your stage name.
yeah, that's my stage name.
And your real name is?
Rashik. Yeah,
I think most people know you as Magic Razik then, right?
yeah, more like Magic Razik.
Yeah, because even
Yeah,
for me, I think I just knew by Magic Razik,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
later on found out,
yeah,
okay, yeah,
yeah.
obviously this is not his actual name,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
stage name.
I remember my friend used to call me like, like Bangladesh used to call me like Magic Razik. And that was my first stage name. And then a lot of people couldn't understand what magic was, but it was like a play on the word magic.
Oh yeah,
And then I changed it to Magic Razik. And then, but Bangladesh Ashar like,
yeah.
that Razik became Rajik. So I was like, Magic Rajik. I was like, oh, damn, they butchered the name.
With a Z and G.
Yeah.
Okay, damn. So when did you come up with this name, by the way, the stage name?
Like I had it in the back of my mind because one of my friends used to tell me Magic Razik.
Okay.
So and then, but I came up with the name because when I was working in Australia, and then some of the corporate jobs I was applying for, they did a lot of extensive background checks, and then like a lot of different interviews.
Hmm.
And I didn't want my first impression to be someone who's not serious, someone who's traveling around the world doing magic, right? And then that'll give that impression and not hire me on the first place. They'll be like, this
Yeah.
guy isn't serious at all. So I came up with stage name. So like, even if they tried to search my name up, they wouldn't find me. But
Yeah.
however, like, over like, maybe 3-4 months, when they know I'm a great employee, which I was, I would tell them, so by the way, I'm also a magician. Then they would
Yeah.
find it entertaining. But I never wanted the first impression to be this guy is a magician.
Actually, on the West, sometimes it does actually help I mean,
Like the extracurriculars
yeah,
that
they're like, oh yeah, you have that. You sound cool. Okay, we
yeah,
have someone cool. That's nice. So that means that when you're working as a corporate as well,
yeah.
did you do perform in your company as well?
I did quite a few
Quite a
times.
bit, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
yeah,
you get paid for that?
yeah, 100%.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
good. I thought they didn't
yeah.
pay you.
I knew
That's
how
good.
much the company made, so I wasn't gonna let them go for free.
Absolutely not. I mean, after all, it's a skill that you're showing. Yeah. What's the most memorable reaction that you've received from an audience? Do you remember that?
The ones that I remember the most is not the most, like I adore those memories because during uni, my undergrad, my masters, I studied like a beast. Like because in my undergrad I didn't study at all. But what I used to do is I went to Queen Mary and
Yeah.
we had a great campus. So like I didn't study all semester, but I was good at picking things up. I was a fast learner, and I had a few good friends. Like some of them were Indian and some Pakistanis,
Mm.
and they always got their assignments done in time. So I used to just the last 10 days or 15 days before the exams, I used to just sleep in the library, like just cramp as much as I can and then somehow pass. And those are great memories because like during the library, like I didn't study like almost all 24 hours.
Mm.
I used to go around the library, do magic with other people who are chilling
Wow.
and studying as
Yeah.
well, and like I used to get some sick reactions. And the people, the library staff, they hated me because like some they'd be chilling and then they're talking and suddenly someone goes like, "Hey, whoa!" I'm like, "What's happening there?" Shh. And then yeah, but good memories though.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I mean, I think even I used to pull all-nighters back in uni times as well. Never used to like to study, but yeah, here I am. Now I'm trying to pursue something else.
Yeah.
What are the weird magic trick requests that you think you have? I mean, people has requested you to do, like
Yeah.
make me money with your magic, or I don't know.
Yeah, that's all. That's one of the most common ones. And
Is it?
also the other one that I always keep getting is, "Can you make my wife disappear?" Yeah, yeah. They always think it's funny, and then I play along. It's like, haha, yeah, yeah. I've never heard that before.
Oh boy.
uh,
Um, so if we were to, let's say, because now that since you are also managing social media for your career as well,
yeah,
I mean, you might be getting both positive and negative comments, right?
yeah.
So how do you feel about it, and how do you actually deal with it?
Oh, like I try to like after I post a day later, I try to answer as many comments as I can.
Hmm.
But the negative comments, like, and I don't even see it. Like, I just if it's negative, just scroll past it,
Okay.
because like I'm very busy with like the 100 different things I'm doing throughout the day,
Yeah,
and that doesn't deserve my time at all.
absolutely. That's a good answer. Wow. Now, if we want to, let's say, speak about magic that they used to do back in the 1900s or even earlier,
Yeah.
do you think there's any magic that has gone away and then you want to bring that back?
uh it's always like I think it's a like circle, like every something that like's gone back, it ends up coming back.
Yeah.
So like yeah, there's a few tricks, like I'm working on a few like escape artist thing like Houdini, so I'm looking forward to those projects, like
Oh, wow.
moving forward.
So are those like your upcoming projects then?
Yeah, one of them.
Okay, nice. So
Yeah.
what else is in your pipeline?
I don't want to give it away because in
Yeah.
Bangladesh, like there's a lot of eyes and they steal a lot of ideas.
Oh, yeah.
But like yeah,
Yeah.
Houdini, I think Escape is one of them, and then like I'm trying to do some big illusions this year. So far I've been consistent on my social media where I put small short videos.
Hmm.
But the mind reading ones I mostly just do for my shows and clients. So the bigger mass audience, they haven't seen me except for my two performances in Sadi, which is also like a mind reading act. But
Mm.
apart from that, they just see me as doing smaller, simpler tricks, because how social media, at least in the with the Bangladeshi audience and the maturity works, is if I do like a mind reading, if I read your mind, something like that,
Yeah.
they either sometimes it goes over their head, or like even if they do understand it, they might think we are in on it. Like, and ask you to just like
Ah, I
memorize a
see.
name,
Yeah, yeah.
and I tell you, and you just pretend to be surprised. So but other videos that's like something like crudely simple, like it's a ball, I just throw it over your head and you're
Mm.
surprised, and like even a kid is going to get it, those end up blowing up because there's not no demographic
Hmm.
that would not understand it. And
Yeah.
also it's very simple and everyone's going to grasp that. So for me, like at least on the social media side, I'm all about how I can get the algorithm on my side, get the most views. So right now it just seems like a lot of simple tricks that I do throughout the day, every day. But this year I want to do some of the bigger projects where I'm reaching out to people, stopping people on the street or celebrities, which I already do. I like doing some mind reading, like the bigger stunts. So putting myself out there more as a magician.
Hmm.
But yeah, but I've always had a plan. So so far the plan was getting my name out there, so that if hopefully like if someone hears the name, they say,
Hmm.
oh, I know who that guy is.
Yeah.
So I'm close to that, inshallah. So like I'm gonna move forward to doing some of the bigger illusions, where it's like, oh, I know that, and he's a sick magician.
Nice. Yeah, we're looking forward to that.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Me
um,
too.
as you said that most of your viewers are Bangladeshi. So, did you not manage to capture like an international audience through social media
India,
yet?
India is one of my biggest audience base.
Oh, is it?
And then
Mm.
some of the videos, especially on YouTube, has expanded to Saudi, Indonesia,
Mm.
and I think Russia also, like a little bit of Russia as well. But yeah, so I try to make the shorter videos like without any like language.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to just do the trick, have like visual cues, so that pretty much if it goes viral, everybody in the world can understand it.
Hmm.
So I don't need to translate it. But some tricks, like let's say some of the mind reading things that I do, those basically has to be in either Bangla or English. So that way I kind of isolate my audience a little bit. But the other ones, like the other 80% that I put out, I try to put out like that's universally recognized, just me doing magic and no words.
Let's say even if you're using language, I think subtitles would help, right?
Yeah,
What do you
yeah. So
think?
now
Yeah.
YouTube automatically does that, and also the other platforms too. So that's
Yeah.
kind of nice. But
Okay.
yeah, it's good if you can actually dub it. Mr. Beast, like he actually
Yeah. Yeah.
has a huge
Oh,
channel which is
yes.
Spanish, and the huge channel that is Hindi, and then they kill it. Like I think the Spanish channel makes more than the English channel.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's
I think
crazy.
he's quite inspiring to me because the way he created different channels
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
different languages is just
Yeah, yeah. So now I'm
madness.
trying to like study the long form content creators, see how they do the things that they do.
Hmm.
Short form, I understand it quite a bit, but long form, like you need to be a bit more of a storyteller, because grabbing that attention for a good like 8 minutes, that's a tough task.
Oh wow.
And if you can like keep someone from minute one, sorry,
Hmm.
second one to the last 8 minutes, you're golden. Your video is bound to be viral.
Damn, that must be hard.
Yeah, and that bit is the hardest, like just to retain that attention.
Yeah.
And Mr. Beast is like
Hmm.
if I could borrow his brain, that'd be good. Download the information, that'd be amazing.
That'd be great. I wanted to know that are you trying to learn magic right now through any online platform or something?
No, not online platforms. Like,
Yeah.
and I discussed with like the other magicians. I have a
Yeah.
few consultants here in Bangladesh,
Okay,
and
there are.
then yeah, and also looking out forward to new releases, like globally, for
Hmm.
new magic that's comes up
Okay. So that means even till now you're still
every
self-taught.
day.
Yeah.
Every day, it's nonstop.
Oh
But
wow.
it's a easy, yeah, it's a easy like it's a easy thing to choose for me, because like I told myself, look, would you rather do 9 to 5, or would you rather put that time doing magic? And it's a
Yeah.
easy choice, magic every
Yeah.
single day. So me putting in that effort doesn't feel like effort at all.
Nice. So do you think that it's easier for you to like create something new kind of magic yourself that no one has done before?
I think in magic you have the creators who have created the magic.
Hmm.
I sometimes come up with good ideas where I can create new tricks, but
Yeah.
there are other guys who are much better than I am. I
Okay.
am more of the performer. So
Okay.
you have that idea, so someone writes a song for me, and
Okay.
I'm good at singing it.
Now that clarified everything. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, that's great. Now that brings me to the next segment, which is getting to know Razik. We want to know a
Right,
bit more about you.
right, sure.
So, the first question is, what's your favorite magic trick to perform when you're alone by yourself? I mean, is there
Uh,
any single one that you do that
I always play around with my cards. With a lot
cards?
of
Hmm.
card moves that I practice. So yeah, if I'm watching TV and then I've got time to kill, like I'm always doing something with my cards.
Okay, nice. Next question. One thing people often misunderstand about you.
Uh, uh I don't know. People don't know much about me. I don't let much
Hmm.
out. But oh no, so basically, one
Yeah,
of the short form content, like ideas that I like followed
yeah.
to go get views quickly is basically I used a lot of the female creators in Bangladesh that I
Mm.
have. I've collaborated with pretty much almost every single one of them I think of, and like that got me their traction, and also like it's also pleasing on the eyes, because like a lot of my followers are guy followers.
Yeah.
So like sometimes they would just come and like just watch the girl react, like just they didn't care about the magic trick.
Oh,
So
wow.
Julius Dean is this other magician who did that. Like he did that and, like rose through social media really rapidly. So like a lot of I'm married as well, and a lot of yeah the impression that I hear from people, like he's around with all these girls, and like I was like, no, like I mean, if I was doing something shady,
Yeah.
people would know by now after 5 years. But yeah, I'm very professional when I get my work done. But I think people have that idea that like I'm more of a ladies' man sometimes, which I'm not. Far from it.
So how does your wife feel about it then?
She knows. She's in most of my collaborations.
Okay. That's nice.
uh,
So, what's your comfort food after a long day of performance?
Comfort food. I like pizza, so pizza would be one of them. And corn soup. Yeah, I love corn soup.
Okay. Do you feel more energized performing in front of a large crowd or in intimate setting?
No, larger crowd for sure. Like because some when you pull off that
Yeah.
trick that connects everybody and the place goes wild. I remember with Tadi. Tadi was a sick one. It's almost like I think 10,000 people plus, and yeah, you love it when the origin erupts all at the same time.
I've never been to a magic show in my life,
Oh
which
no
is why I
way,
really want to, I'm looking forward to you doing the magic later on.
for sure.
So, the last question of the segment is, if you were not a magician,
Yeah,
what career might you have pursued? I know you've done engineering already, but
yeah.
if you didn't do this, do you think engineering or something else?
I'd been engineer. That would be the easy choice to fall back on. That's what I almost did. Like when
Yeah.
things weren't working out. But if I had to choose something, like if I could rewind time, I'd
Yeah.
have been a pilot. Like I love
Wow.
traveling. Besides magic, even right now, everything that I do is so that I get to travel
Mm.
and do magic. So recently, I went to Maldives and Sri Lanka for a campaign. So that's ideal. I
Wow.
get paid like to travel the world.
Yeah.
So I'd have been a pilot like instead. But ছোট যখন ছিলাম, somebody told
Mm.
me that like you can't be a pilot if your eyes are compromised. Like if you don't have 20/20,
Ah,
which is a stupid thing because as a commercial only for a fighter pilot,
yeah.
if you want to fly, then you need 20/20 vision. As a commercial pilot, you could be blind as a bat, and you can still learn how to do it. But it was much later in my life that I found that out, and we obviously didn't have Google or all
Yeah.
these.
Mhm.
And by the time it's already I was too deep into engineering.
Okay, that brings us to the end of this segment.
Cool.
Now, the next one would be the fast five, where I will ask you 5 questions again. So, the biggest risk you've taken in your career?
Oh, coming back to Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And do you regret it?
No, not now anymore.
But you did.
Almost, yeah. I didn't regret it because
Mm.
I was like, this is the experiment that didn't work out,
Yeah.
and I saved that money so that I could make that jump
Yeah.
without completely drowning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have lost all my money, but I always used to tell myself like, look, money's always going to come and go, right?
Yeah,
So, and my
exactly.
dad, I think, used to tell me that, look, if you are smart enough and you develop your skills,
Yeah,
even if you go down to zero, you've got this in your head, so you can always put it back up. So
absolutely.
it's easier said than done because when it was actually happening to me,
Yeah.
and I used to preach this to other people as well
Yeah.
before, like because I had Australian dollars coming through, spending in Bangladesh was easy.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, damn, everything's great, so cheap. But down the like 2.5 years, like when I've used up most of the reserves,
Mm.
and it's harder because you're like, oh wow, like But then eventually, when things worked out, like I had a much better appreciation for money and the things that you earn.
I think that is growth, right? And you need that. I feel like that's something I went through, hitting the rock bottom and getting back up. And yeah, like you said, yeah, it
100%. Yeah, I
makes
think
you
yeah.
appreciate
Yeah,
money and
and I would
everything.
never take that hardship back because
Yeah.
a lot of people sometimes ask me like, what did you do take back from your life you've had? I
Mm.
was like, none,
None.
especially not the bad stuff because that is who I am right now
Exactly.
because of that. If I took
Yes.
that away, I'd be a shittier person.
Yeah, right. I know, right? That's how I always feel as well. I'm like, if I
Yeah,
didn't go through all those bad shit, then maybe I would have been a horrible man.
yeah,
But yeah, well, I'm glad for
yeah,
everything I have, and
yeah. Alhamdulillah.
so the next question is, one magician or mentalist you admire globally?
Oh, David Blaine, he's the goat.
So you've been always watching him since for a long time, then I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. I remember like seeing his first special, and I was like mesmerized. Like, yo, I want to do this.
Hmm.
I've almost had the chance to meet him. I'm definitely gonna meet him, like next any chance that I get.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's the goat. He's crazy.
So next question, I think I asked you this before as well. A magic trend you'd love to see make a comeback?
Oh, magic trend.
Yeah.
So many trends that I can think of. I have no idea. The magic trends.
What's the most unusual location you've performed at?
Oh, China. Yeah, China was
China.
sick because China, like a lot of people don't understand English,
Yeah.
so I had to do like stuff that was visual so they could
Yeah.
understand something. And it's great because like when you can uh, like cross that language barrier and still entertain people, and
Hmm.
then they still have a good time. So yeah.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Did you do that recently or?
No, it's when I was younger.
Oh, okay. Wow. You've had a lot of experience internationally then, clearly. I think
Yeah,
you've been to another country as well, Turkey or somewhere. Was
yeah,
that?
Turkey. I went to Turkey to do my hair transplant, and I also collaborated with the clinic there. So
Oh,
they did
wow.
everything for free, which is great. And
Nice.
then but I also did a show for the client, and then
Mm,
made my own videos. So yeah, it was a great experience. And it
nice.
was during COVID, so it was perfect timing.
Oh, wow.
Because
Really?
because I just reached out to them.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a 10% or 20%. I'd been more than happy. And then they came back after a month, so I thought they didn't care
Yeah.
about my proposal. And then they're like, oh, 100%. And then I was like, all right,
Yeah, yeah, let's do
tomorrow
it.
I'm there.
So you got to travel as well, I guess, then,
Yeah,
Turkey, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Turkey is one of my aesthetically, it's like, and everything else. It's like the food. It's
Mm.
just that sweet spot for everything.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I entered there, within the first 2 days, I was like, I think this is my now it's my favorite city.
Yeah.
Because it has a bit of everything and it's
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
Oh, yeah. I think Turkey is beautiful. I've been to Antalya as well, which is, I mean, I know the whole Turkey itself is amazing,
Yeah,
but Antalya was beautiful as well. I mean, the sea and I think
yeah.
hospitality wise, the hotels and everything they have is
Yeah,
mind
yeah. I
blowing.
went there recently. I think it's been a year and a half, I think.
Mm.
Because the first trip I didn't go to Antalya because it's much further down.
Yeah.
And then, but I went there about I think a year and a half or 2 years ago. And then it was during the cold, and I like a good cold plunge. So I went to the Pebble Beach,
Oh,
and
wow.
then the cold water. That's crazy. Good times.
Damn. Definitely need to go back there. Your favorite illusion that always amazes audiences.
I think some of the prediction tricks, that really kills. Pick random audience, ask them to tell you certain information, make a story out of it,
Mm.
but everything that shows out of their free choice and free will was already written down from before, and they just reveal it, and they go like, "Whoa!" I think I like that trick.
Nice. That brings us to the end of this segment,
Yeah.
and now is the best one of this entire show,
Yeah.
live magic demonstration segment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
let's do it.
Yeah. And then you can see you've got options, right? So you
Yeah.
can choose whatever. I want you to take a card out, anyone you want.
Mm,
This one. All
yeah.
right. I want you to sign it. Put your name down on it. It's okay if I see it.
On the other side.
Yeah, yeah, on the card. Yeah, the
Okay.
7.
I'll sign it.
Yeah. So you've got this the 7 sign with your
Yeah.
signature. Watch this. If you take the 7, hold your hand up. Just take this and hold it like a sandwich, just like that. Look, we've got the 7 on
Mhm.
top. I've got the Joker. Can you
Yeah.
see that?
Mhm.
Look, if I take the Joker,
Mhm.
tap on the bottom and wave,
Mhm.
instantly
What?
your 7 comes into my hand. My Joker goes into yours. Take a look.
What? How? Damn.
Yeah. Let's try this one more. This time I want you to, can you come and sign it as well? Put your signature on top of it as well.
Okay.
Put this away. Perfect. Okay, look, now we have 2 signatures here, right?
Yeah.
Watch the 7. If I take the 7, put
Mm.
it near the center, well, it can't be on top. That's impossible, right?
Yeah.
Watch this. If you take it, push it in, bang, instantly, it jumps to the top of the deck.
How?
Now, that happened way too quick. I'll do it again. This time,
Yeah.
Adil, I want you to pick up half of the deck. Lift half of the deck and drop it on top. Look, no moves. Take a look.
What?
Look at
Magic.
this time, so you don't miss it. I'm gonna do this super slow, okay? Let's take the 7 and I'm gonna push it out. Can you see the signatures?
Yeah.
Watch this. Let's take the 7 right here. I want you to push it back into the deck. Push it in. Ooh,
Nope.
sorry. As you can see, it's gone.
Yeah. Why did he do that?
Look, at this
Yeah.
point, that the
Yeah.
card jumps, right?
Yeah.
But you guys can't see when it jumps. Let me show you when it jumps. If I take the 7 and I bend it,
Yeah.
now there's no way you can miss that. Can you see the little bend on the card?
Yeah.
Watch the jump. 1, 2, 3. You see that? With the bend. Take a look. How it jumps up.
Why can I not see what he's doing? This is insane. This is so cool.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Now, I want to do one more.
Mm.
I think, I like the card tricks because they're visual, right?
Yeah.
But people, they'll tell me they like it more when I do something with the mind.
Yeah.
So, if I ask you to think of someone close to you, can you
Mm.
think of someone? Like in the no way I could know that. Like nothing that you've discussed with me. And don't pick anyone here. That'll be too easy.
Yeah, I've
Okay, you've
got
got
someone.
someone in mind,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I want you to go ahead and think about this person. Okay, the way immediately you went through all these memories, like
Yeah.
I could tell, like the person you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've known them for a while,
Yeah.
and also from the vibe, I feel like you could kind of tell from the memories it
Mhm.
could be a guy or a girl, right?
Yeah.
For I feel like yours could be. You don't have to say yes or no to confirm anything. I think it could be I think it's a guy. Okay, I want you to think of the way the letters. I see that in your head, and look at me. Don't say anything. A B C D E F I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V. You see, he wasn't reacting near the start, but
Oh,
near the
wow.
end. Sorry, excuse me. You're like smiling a bit more. So I know some
Okay.
of the letters and maybe the initial somewhere around there.
Mm.
Say the name of this place once in your head, and keep saying it loud, screaming it out in your head, but don't say it out loud. Okay, I think it's like one syllable or two. It's like da da. If he was here right now, I had to call him out. Would I say, "Hey, Saeed"?
What? Oh my
Was
God!
that it?
Seriously? Yeah.
Uh,
Bloody hell! That is amazing. That's whoa! I didn't
uh,
expect that.
oh, thank you.
Wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Very
I'll
impressed.
pay you the $10 later. Okay.
Damn, that was sick. That was
Thank
very
you, thank
cool.
you.
Wow. Do I need to check my pocket or anything or
No,
not?
no, it's
But
all good.
how did you do that?
I can't tell you, magicians. Can I keep a secret?
I don't know. Yeah, sure, I will.
So can I.
Good one. Good one. Thank you so much for that magic show. Like mind blown.
Oh,
Like
you're welcome.
wow.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I mean, that was my first one in my life and amazing experience. Definitely going for a magic show in the UK when I return. So that brings me to a question that
Yeah.
how you got to know what's in my head, what am
Yeah.
I thinking?
Right.
I mean, do you think this is an art that people can misuse as well? For example, let's say if you need to know the PIN number of a debit card or credit card, is that something people do?
Yeah. You can, but also at the same time,
Mm,
it's not like I can really read minds. A lot of
mm.
people just give a lot of things away, voluntarily.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it's an art that definitely you can practice. It's more like intuition.
Mm,
When you have a business decision and you don't know what to do, if this is right, but
mm,
sometimes you have this gut feeling that maybe this is it. It's more down those lines. So I'm sure everyone can do it.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't think it's something that you can kind of misuse. It's
Okay.
not like Professor X from X-Men, or just go like,
And
much simpler than that.
have you seen Now You See Me?
Yeah, yeah, have,
Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's one of my favorite films, which is why I was like, is that actually something they can do?
A lot of it, yeah, yeah,
Oh, they
mostly. So
can.
because they actually did have for that movie,
Yeah.
magicians, real magicians as consultants to
Oh,
ask them what can be done, what we shouldn't do. Yeah, there is few things that they stretch and exaggerate, but
yeah.
a lot of it is actually on point of what magicians can do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was thinking, because I remember Now You See Me. I'm like, because they stole this and that.
yeah, it was a sick movie. I love
Yeah,
that.
it's excellent. Well, now that I hate to end this conversation, we were having an amazing discussion, but we're at the end of the show, and I have a last question that I want to ask you. Last two questions, actually. First one would be, how do you envision your legacy in the world of magic and mentalism?
Yeah, I always aim for the moon, so the best in the world, inshallah.
Inshallah. And the last one that I always ask my guests is that for all the audience, viewers, listeners, what advice would you give to aspiring magicians and entertainers or performers?
Yeah, I would say basically find a niche that works for you. Do something that you love, so you don't get burned out easily.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of be okay to put in the hard work before you see the results, because it might be much later on. At least it was for me. But if you find it early, that's great. But be ready to persevere
Mm.
and just do it without getting that reward back
Mm.
until a certain point.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. That sounds like, I think mental health wise, you're doing great because this is something you love, even though hard days comes and
Yeah,
really,
yeah. No, I
yeah.
love this. This is a lot of the times, when I have a great show, I'm like, I feel bad taking the money, but I do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being a part of this show, Razik, and thank you for sharing it with my audience. I'm sure everyone's going to love it.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I had a sick time.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me here.
Thank you. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening to this episode, and I hope you'll enjoy the next one. Stay tuned.